actually met back in May 2025 at the Hospice Casa Speranței tent. Yeah, you recall that?
Yeah, of course I do, yes.
Where did you run? Which race?
I ran in the 10K.
Very good.
Which is sort of maybe not the most ambitious, but I certainly couldn't do a marathon. I have aspirations to do a half marathon. It was that amazing range of people, but all there to do the same thing and all there to enjoy it and to support each other.
Yes, that's
and I noticed people sort of, when they saw someone who was maybe struggling a bit, cheering them and encouraging them. It was a fantastic atmosphere. There's an incredible variety in Romania. You have the sea, you have the plains, you have the mountains, but also wonderful food, wonderful culture, wonderful traditions, and most of all, genuinely really lovely, friendly people.
Vreau să vă felicit pentru toată implicarea în sport și promovarea lui, pentru că avem nevoie de promovare și de sport în general.
Da, este o plăcere pentru mine când pentru un ambasador e dificil să găsească timp pentru sport.
Alegem o pereche de încălțări cu poate aderență mai bună și materialul puțin mai gros sau merită și o pauză.
Desigur nu merită o pauză, așa că probabil trebuie să avem hainele mai groase. I think if everyone does sport together, it creates a nicer society where people are supporting each other.
Yes.
And I think one of the things about running is that most sports are a competition, but when people run as a hobby, you're running together.
Good morning, Mr. Ambassador. Welcome to our podcast.
Good morning. Thanks so much for having me.
We are so lucky, happy to have you here. This is already season 4. Our podcast is start to finisher. You know, we start, but we need to finish. That's the most important. By RunInBucharest, powered by Raiffeisen Bank. And you are the guest number 35.
That's amazing. Thank you so much for inviting me.
Thank you. You have a very impressive diplomatic career for more than 25 years.
Yes.
Across the whole world. You've been working for United Nations, for European Union, for several embassies, now in Romania. But today we are not going to talk about politics and economics. This is a relaxed walk in Herăstrău Park, and we are going to discuss about your participation in running events.
Yes.
We are talking about philanthropy, both your personal philanthropy and the British embassies. We are going to talk about Bucharest Marathon versus London Marathon.
All right.
And also about softer diplomacy, if I can call it, like soft power.
Yeah.
So are you okay with the topics?
That all sounds great. It's nice not to talk about politics for once. Yeah, thank you.
And it's also a sunny, nice, beautiful day, so no politics for at least 45 minutes.
Great.
Let's start. We actually met back in May 2025 at the Hospice Casa Speranței tent. Yeah, you recall that?
Yeah, of course I do, yes.
Where did you run? Which race?
I ran in the 10K.
Very good.
Which is sort of maybe not the most ambitious, but I certainly couldn't do a marathon. I have aspirations to do a half marathon, but I thought I'd be realistic about my capabilities and start with 10K.
That's a good start, and later on when you have the chance to talk to Alex, the other co-host of the podcast, he could help you with the training program for the next May, yes?
That would be great. Help me build up for the next time,
It's enough time. But you're also running together with a child from hospice care?
Actually, on that occasion, I didn't run with the children from hospice. I met them before and after. And of course I visited hospice centres as well and met the children there. So it was amazing to meet the children and the families actually. but also there were about 1,000 people
There
running
were
for hospice that day.
1,100 precisely that they
Incredible.
were running there
Yeah.
by May, and as far as I remember from their press release, they were raising like 660,000. Hopefully there will be one day 600,000.
Yeah.
And now in Bucharest Marathon, they had even more, 1,300.
Yeah.
But the amount of money was double. So altogether with
Really?
these two big running events by RunInBucharest, they managed to raise almost 200,000.
It's
so
amazing, isn't it? Yeah.
we are happy with that. How did you feel during the race, and what did that race particularly brought you?
It was so much fun, actually. I remember very well, it was quite a cold day. It was a bit rainy.
Yeah, yes, that's true.
And I was sort of queuing up at the start line, getting a little bit cold and thinking, oh my goodness, am I going to pull a muscle or something? And so I was a bit cautious with my running, but actually the atmosphere was so nice. What really struck me was that you had some people there who were serious runners, going very, very fast. You had quite a lot of people walking. Then you had volunteers from hospice actually pushing children in a wheelchair. So it was that amazing range of people, but all there to do the same thing and all there to enjoy it and to support each other.
Yes, that's
And I noticed people sort of, when they saw someone who was maybe struggling a bit, cheering them and encouraging them. It was a fantastic atmosphere.
Happy to hear that. I can relate, I can share. That was also my first time that I was trying to run with a child from hospice, but I was not able to do it on my own. So this is when I pulled up a team from my running team, and I said we have to do it together.
Okay.
Each one 1 kilometer or 1 kilometer and a half, so we would be able. And I recall the happiness of everybody, including the girl that we were actually running with Anna. She was cheering and shouting all the time, faster, faster, faster. So I'm happy that you enjoyed. So definitely in May, I hope we will meet again in May at the Bucharest Half Marathon.
I'm definitely going to do it next time,
Great. But this is not your only involvement in charity events in Romania, because I was reading you've been your whole life you've been involved in volunteering activities. What I noticed were the latest one. You are also an honorary president for the British Romanian Chamber of Commerce.
That's
you are the patron of the Light of Europe charity.
Light into Europe,
Is this diplomatic duty? Is your personal mission?
I suppose it's more personal. I did voluntary work at school for 3 years, and the third year, so my last year at school, I actually worked in a cancer hospital in Oxford, in England, in the occupational therapy unit, which was sometimes pretty harrowing, but sometimes very uplifting. And I suppose that's where I first started volunteering. And then when I came to the embassy, I mean, some of the things are more related to work. So being president of the Chamber of Commerce, it just made sense to me. When we have over 3,000 British businesses in Romania, we need to sort of join up, I think, between the embassy and the chamber to make sure that we're not duplicating but complementing. So that's why I did that. And then a charity like Light into Europe, who I met very early on, and they asked me if I'd become their patron. And they do such amazing work training guide dogs for blind people in Romania. So I was really happy to support them. And I think almost exactly a year ago, actually, I went on television with my Turkish colleague on a show called Jocul Cuvintelor with Dan Negrescu, right? And we raised money for Light into Europe, trying to guess obscure words in Romanian with not great success. But
not
we
even
raised some
Romanians,
money.
maybe they don't guess. Well done.
But that was great fun. So I think there are several charities and NGOs in Romania, like Hospice, which have a British root dating right back, sometimes even to before 1989, but usually just in the year or so after the revolution. And I think they're now Romanian-led, but they still have that British root. And so I think it's something quite unique to the Romanian-British relationship that we have this very strong connectivity between the NGO sectors, and it's something that I wanted to support and celebrate.
I can see that in hospice, and I know that whenever they have any event, they mention this, that they have more than 30 years here in Romania, and that they have the British roots. And this is, I think, a way of getting even stronger relationships between Romanians and the British. What about the embassy? Because besides your personal involvement, there are also other NGOs that the British Embassy is supporting. And I was noticing on your Instagram, and thank you for being so open and showing not only the personal but also the professional life, because many people are curious what a diplomat would do every day. I saw that you have a very nice event at your residence with the Transylvanian stuff that was brought and embellishing the residence. It was quite recently.
That's right. That was just 2 or 3 weeks ago. Yeah, I'd actually been on a trade-related visit up to Cluj, looking in particular at the IT sector in Cluj. There's a fantastic tech industry in Cluj. That's true. And some of these companies are now registering in London on the London Stock Exchange and becoming very successful. But we also went to visit this small producer of interior design, wallpapers, furniture, etc., called Mind the Gap, which was just beautiful products, and they're now also set up in London. They're exporting to over 80 countries. They're doing really well. It's a really great Romanian success story, and we talked and we got on really well, and we agreed we could make over the guest rooms in the residence. And then I found out also that there's a very popular British television competition on the BBC called Interior Design Masters, and the guy who won it this year used their products. I just spotted it. Well, actually, my wife spotted it.
Was it a coincidence?
It was a complete coincidence.
Wow, that's great.
And I looked at this product and thought, I know who produced that. So I put them together and actually brought the winner, John Cooper, who's now a rather famous interior designer in the UK, brought him over to Romania to meet them as well.
Great, great. So you're doing excellent job for promoting Romania. Thank you very much on all aspects, from palliative care to interior design to IT to many other businesses. So thank you. You came into Romania. You came as an ambassador in October 2023.
Yes.
But you know, I was researching you, and I found out that this was not the first time that you came to Romania. When was the first time, and what did you like about Romania and Romanians?
Well, the first time I nearly came to Romania was as a student in 1990, when I was traveling around Central and Eastern Europe, and I ran out of time and money at the Hungarian-Romanian border. And I always thought, I have to come back. And then the first time I actually visited was 20 years ago, because I was the British negotiator for Romania's EU accession. So I came a couple of times to Bucharest and once to Brașov for the negotiations. I don't remember very much. I wish I could remember the places I went to, the hotels I stayed in and the restaurants and the places I saw. But I'd always focused on this part of the world really ever since. It's the part of Europe that I feel most comfortable in, and leapt at the chance to come back as ambassador. It was absolutely my number one choice that I wanted to come here.
So you put, like, you know, that fortune coin to return when you know, there is this tradition when you travel, you throw a fortune coin and then you said, I want to come back.
Right.
Maybe you put it somewhere in one of the hotels in Brașov or in some other places.
Yeah. And I guess one of the reasons I wanted to come here was because my university course was Latin. And I was always really interested in Romanian as a language, based on Latin, and wanted to come back and see what it was like and learn about the history of the country as well.
So it's true that you graduated from Oxford, you have this major in Latin, so and we are here because mens sana in corpore sana, yeah?
Exactly.
What do you like about Romanians now that you've already lived here for 2 years?
I think it's an amazing country. And there is so much to discover because there's so much variety, right? So I was just down in the Danube Delta a couple of weeks ago, an amazing place. And what struck me, I was with a group of 20 people, mainly Romanians, and they were all visiting the Delta for the first time. So there are so many Romanians who haven't seen the Delta. It's such a beautiful place. But then you go up into Transylvania and see the beautiful sort of Saxon historical area with the fortified churches, or you go up to Maramureș, or you have beautiful cities like Timișoara, Iași. So there's an incredible variety in Romania. You have the sea, you have the plains, you have the mountains, but also wonderful food, wonderful culture, wonderful traditions, and most of all, genuinely really lovely, friendly people.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Talking about the marathon back, the Run in Bucharest events, we had participants now in October from more than 70 countries. Do you have any idea about British people coming to run in Romania? Or if not, do you think that could be an opportunity for people to come and explore Romania or Bucharest in, I don't know, a city break? Come and run, enjoy.
Yeah, there is so much potential.
Yes.
I mean, one of the things that connects our countries so much is the flights.
Yeah.
There are so many flights from many British cities to many Romanian cities. It's the most perfect weekend destination for British people to come and visit, whether they want to come to Bucharest or Cluj or Brașov or wherever. So I keep sort of expecting this sudden massive influx and increase in British visitors. I'm sure it will come. Actually, when I ran the 10K, there were some British runners because we had an official visit of some defence colleagues from the armed forces, and as soon as they heard that it was the marathon, they registered to run that morning and then went straight to the airport because their flight was after lunch. So when I talked at the beginning about some people being really fast runners, it was mainly them.
That's good, and this is so nice that your visitors took this chance of running in Bucharest. You know, it was on-spot decision.
Yeah.
And it reminds me, maybe you know this lady from Funky Citizens, Elena Calistru. She's also working for the EU. She's the representative of the civil society.
Yeah, I certainly know Funky Citizens, yeah.
And we had her, she was our first guest in this season 4.
Oh, really? Okay.
And she was sharing a similar story when she went for a big conference in Rio in June.
Yeah.
And she realized that they are going to have the Rio Marathon. And it was full of people and such an energy. She was not trained at all.
Yeah.
But she said, you know, I'm going to run it. She couldn't find any registration because everything was sold out. But then she said, you know, I will hijack it a little bit.
Yeah.
And she ran like 24K. She said, I couldn't do more than that. But so that's a great experience.
Yeah.
Looking forward to May for more British runners.
Yeah, I'll do my best to encourage. And we also, you know, will encourage more people to run from the embassy. So when I ran last time, it wasn't just me, it was also the deputy head of mission. So we both ran. We'll try and get more colleagues along next time.
Happy to hear that, and maybe you'll have some flags and something so people would spot that. I was searching with Hospice how many diplomats they had actually running in their events, and they said that you're one of the few or maybe the only one. So congrats once
Mirella
more.
always says that I was the first ambassador to run.
For sure you are the first.
Which implies that maybe some other ambassadors walked. I don't know, but I'll take it.
I think you're the first ambassador to run. The others were people serving at the embassies, but not necessarily the ambassadors.
Okay.
There is one nice young family from a Lithuanian embassy. I don't know whether they're still here in Romania. I didn't see them in October, but they were running with their twins. And I could see the twins growing from one run to another. At a certain point I told them, you know, you have to get them up of the trolley because they're too big. You've seen, I guess, many events and sports events and running events during your life. Have you participated as a supporter in London Marathon?
I've never been to the London Marathon, I have to confess, because actually most of my working life I've been outside London. Probably in, what, a 30-year career, I've only been in London for about 6 years out of that time. I remember when the London Marathon started, I remember the very first one, and now it's just grown into this enormous event. Like the Bucharest Marathon, a lot of people participate to run for a special cause. You see a lot of people in fancy dress. I'm always amazed at people who can not only run a marathon but also do it dressed up as Big Ben or something crazy, you know. It must be so hard, but it's you know, it's a very special event on the British sporting calendar, and a great event to raise money for lots of good causes.
Any other sporting events that, you know, by chance you saw when you were traveling around the world? We want to take like best sharing experiences, because in our case, yes, we had 12,000 runners now in the Bucharest Marathon, but we wish to have more runners and even more supporters than you actually saw in May. Any advice on that? How we can increase the interest of people supporting?
I'm not really sure. I mean, I think it's a pretty big event already, isn't it? And it's pretty popular. One of the great things about the Bucharest Marathon is it's beautifully flat, isn't it?
Yeah, it helps
it's
a lot.
Quite kind on the runner. I mean, I lived in Brussels for many years, and I did a 10K there, but the marathon used to run past our house, and the last sort of 5 or so kilometres were uphill. Which is just a tough way to finish, I should imagine. Another thing that was very popular in Belgium was a kind of fun run where you not only ran, but you discovered the city you were running in. So you could do 5K or 10K or more, and you would not just run on the streets and in the parks, but they would take you into buildings that maybe weren't usually open to the public.
This is so cool.
Like the government building, or you would run through a theatre across the stage and out the other side. So it was such a good thing to do, and we used to do that with our children when they were quite young. And again, you could walk if you preferred, and it was just a really lovely community way to discover more about a city.
This is so great. Maybe we speak with the Romanian Parliament to let us run through the Parliament when we are there. So there are so many choices. And now I go a little bit back when you were sharing your experience when you were in school with the volunteering.
Yeah.
Do you think that this is an important thing to do when you're in school, because it develops your sense of volunteering and it should be more often?
Yeah, I think it was really valuable for me. So I did it for 3 years. The first year I just worked in a charity bookshop in it's a charity called Oxfam, which is a British charity that particularly raises money for people in Africa. It's quite a long-standing charity. The second year I worked in a local primary school, just helping children with their maths and their English. And of course, then the third year was the most demanding, working in the occupational therapy ward in this hospital. So a lot of schools do that. And of course, one of the things that is very popular in British schools, including international schools here in Romania, is the Duke of Edinburgh Award Scheme, where it teaches you to volunteer, to learn new skills, to be independent and take responsibility. And you can, again, do what you're comfortable with, whether it's bronze, silver or the gold award. And I think that's something that we've managed to export all around the world, including here right across Romania.
That's true, and I'm very happy to see that more and more young people are already aware of the importance of volunteering and the good things that they're actually bringing into their own lives, not only into the lives of the people that they volunteer for. Because I think you are a greater human if you do that. And I will end up this nice conversation with something which I call the soft diplomacy. It was the first time that I was reading in Monocle magazine. If you know, I really love this magazine.
Oh, I don't know it. What's that?
You can find it in some of the stores here in Romania, but in any airport you will find it. It's cool. It's a mix of politics, business, lifestyle, everything.
Sounds good.
And they do once per year soft power survey, the countries which are very good in promoting the soft skills somehow. And I think you and your lovely wife, Mrs. Lucy Portman, you are the great example of the ambassador and his wife doing a soft diplomacy, and why not through sport as well? Do you think that could be a direction, soft diplomacy and diplomacy through sport?
Well, thank you for the kind words. Yeah, I think so, definitely. I mean, I think there is actually a soft power index that you see every year, and the UK always comes sort of number one or number two. You know, we have fantastic things, whether it's the Premier League or the BBC, you know, the World Service. So we have a lot of soft power advantages as a country, I think. And for me as ambassador, it's not about replacing the tough things I have to do. I mean, on the contrary, the most important things for me are to develop our defence and security relationship, to develop our trade relationship, to make sure that everyone in the UK and in Romania is safer in their lives. But I think that by packaging those sometimes tough jobs with some soft diplomacy, by showing that you're engaged in the country you live in, by showing that I'm not just hanging around with other diplomats, that I want to get out and discover Romania and spend my time with Romanians. I hope it means that people learn a bit more about me, but also therefore about the UK and about what we're trying to do as the British Embassy.
Perfect mix, and we are really lucky to have you. I think that everything works together, hard and soft, no matter if it's diplomacy or something else. And I wish your term would be as long as possible here in Romania, because we want to have you. So keep fingers crossed. We will meet on the streets or parks of Bucharest, and definitely in May 2026 at the half marathon.
And
yes.
I need to get practicing. So this is such a beautiful park and near where I live. So we need to do some running.
Yes, so that's a challenge. And now I will let you speak with Alex. He's the professional host. He has just returned from Chicago Marathon. And his part is about giving useful tips for people who want to do any kind of sport, and in particular running. So Alex, welcome back. We are looking forward to your precious advice.
Bună dimineața, domnule ambasador!
Bună dimineața, Alex!
Ce faceți?
Bine, mulțumesc! Dumneavoastră?
Bine, mulțumesc, și eu mă bucur de această vreme frumoasă de toamnă.
E perfect, e perfect.
Este perfectă. Sunt onorat să port această discuție cu dumneavoastră.
Este o plăcere pentru mine.
Și vreau să vă felicit pentru toată implicarea în sport și promovarea lui, pentru că avem nevoie de promovare și de sport în general.
Da, este o plăcere pentru mine când pentru un ambasador e dificil să găsească timp pentru sport, așa că pentru mine serii sau weekenduri sunt acest timp pentru mine și pentru sport.
Am înțeles. Astăzi am venit să aduc puțin informație, să dăm informație celor care se uită la noi și rolul meu astăzi este de sportiv de performanță. Bine. Și o să vorbim despre adaptarea antrenamentelor pe timpul acesta de toamnă, când totul este mai frumos pentru a face sport, când peisajele sunt mai frumoase și trebuie să ajutăm oamenii să înțeleagă că sportul trebuie să continue indiferent de vreme.
Da.
Și am câteva întrebări cu 2 sau 3 variante de răspuns. Dumneavoastră alegeți varianta corectă pentru dumneavoastră sau care credeți că este bună și o comentăm ulterior.
Ok.
Începem?
Bine. Mergem. Bine.
Perfect. Cum adaptăm antrenamentele pe timp de toamnă? Aici vorbim de echipament. Folosim același echipament pe care l-am folosit vara, doar că ne îmbrăcăm un pic mai gros. Alegem o pereche de încălțări cu poate aderență mai bună și materialul puțin mai gros. Sau merită și o pauză?
Desigur nu merită o pauză. Așa că probabil trebuie să avem hainele mai groase, dar nu știu dacă tenischi, cum se numește?
Pantofi de alergare, tenisul.
Pantofi trebuie să fie diferite în toamnă sau în...
Nu neapărat foarte diferit, doar ar trebui să avem grijă puțin la suprafața de uzură să fie mai aderentă, pentru că toamna este poate puțin mai ud pe jos, frunzele, poate din cauza frunzelor alunecăm și atunci ar trebui să avem grijă la aderență și totodată să ne îmbrăcăm puțin mai gros, poate mai luăm o bluză pentru că este puțin mai rece, dar nu ar trebui să ne îmbrăcăm în exces.
Prea mult.
Când schimbăm pantofii de alergare, îi schimbăm atunci când se uzează și se rup sau dacă alergăm de 2-3 ori pe săptămână îi schimbăm o dată la un an, să zicem, sau dacă alergăm mai des de 4-5 ori îi schimbăm o dată la jumătate de an?
Nu știu. Cred că dacă facem sport în fiecare săptămână, probabil în fiecare an trebuie să schimbăm.
Dacă alergăm regulat, ar trebui în primul rând să ne uităm un pic și la pantofi dacă se uzează foarte mult, pentru că contează foarte mult și stilul nostru de alergare și greutatea corporală, dar dacă alergăm frecvent, ar trebui să schimbăm o dată poate la, nu știu, o jumătate de an.
O jumătate de an?
Da.
Bine.
Dacă alergăm ocazional, cam o dată la un an de zile ar trebui să luăm în calcul schimbarea pantofului de alergare. Cum schimbăm locul și tipul antrenamentului toamna? Poate ne folosim de alergările de trail. E anotimpul perfect pentru niște alergări mai lungi, pentru că temperatura este mai răcoroasă și peisajele ne ajută să stăm mai mult în parcuri. Sau mergem pe bandă?
Mergem pe bandă. Nu știu. Cred că în timpul de iarnă folosim mai mult sale de sport, dar într-un parc, cum este Herăstrău, în această sezonă, este foarte frumos să alergăm în parc de asemenea.
Da, temperaturile sunt mai prietenoase cu noi pe anotimpul de toamnă și alergările mai lungi sunt mult mai binevenite, dar totodată și alergatul pe bandă, dacă nu ne permite timpul sau nu știu, nu ne place să alergăm când e mai rece sau când e mai ud, și alergatul pe bandă ajută. Deci orice sport, orice mișcare este binevenită. Acum să schimbăm un pic și sportul și să ne gândim ce am alege între tenis și alergare. Știm că tenisul ajută puțin, crește densitatea osoasă și crește vârsta cu vreo 10 ani de zile. Alergarea este bună și alergarea, crește capacitatea cardiovasculară.
Da.
Ce alegem?
Tenis este un sport foarte, nu doar foarte fizic, dar de asemenea foarte mental. Este mentalitate, este foarte dificil și destul de greu pentru genunchi, de asemenea, dar cred că, nu știu dacă alegere sau tenis sunt mai beneficii pentru vârstă. Nu știu. Presupun că sunt amândoi foarte pozitiv pentru sănătate. Da.
Ambele sporturi sunt foarte bune pentru sănătate și dacă le putem practica împreună, sunt cele mai bune sporturi. Eu sunt doar alergător. Mi-ar plăcea să fac și să practic și tenisul. Într-adevăr, tenisul ajută mai mult pe partea de schimbat de direcții, poate coapsele ajută, se dezvoltă mult mai bine la tenis. Alergarea este doar un sport care merge doar înainte și făcându-le împreună găsești varianta cea mai bună. Și tot din sport aș vrea să ne dați o mișcare care ar ajuta un alergător.
O mișcare în tenis?
Un exercițiu, da, care ar fi bun pentru un alergător. Mă gândesc aici poate la, nu știu, schimbări de direcție, pentru că în tenis avem nevoie de schimbări de direcție.
Da. Și ceva foarte rapid cu Că un pic de mișcare. Probabil serviciul nu are...
Serviciul nu cred că ne ajută pe noi.
Nu.
Și pe final vreau să ne gândim la o melodie. Și m-am gândit la melodia lui John Lennon.
Da.
Imagine all the people. Imagine all the people doing sport regularly.
Da.
Cum ar arăta lumea asta?
Cred că John Lennon nu a fost un mare sportsman, dar well, I think if everyone does sport together, it creates a nicer society where people are supporting each other.
Yes.
And I think one of the things about running is that most sports are a competition, but when people run as a hobby, you're running together. You have the same goal, the same destination, and you support each other and you build a community. And that's what's great about running with friends in the park, I think.
Așa este. Domnule ambasador, mulțumesc mult pentru această bucurie, această discuție. Sperăm să ne vedem la alergare în weekend, în parc.
Desigur.
Și mulțumim.
Și la maraton.
Cu siguranță.
Mulțumesc, Alex.
Dragilor, cam atât de la noi. Mult sport la antrenamente și ne vedem în parc, la alergare. Pa, pa!